All right, so this was a topic that was requested many times by the community, and it's going to be the top 10 jobs for people over 50. And these are not okay jobs, not settle for this jobs. We're talking about the best jobs, where being over 50 is actually working for you, not against you. And this is coming from someone who runs a YouTube channel with over 1.5 million subscribers. I've literally helped over 1,000 people get their dream jobs, and these are verified testimonials as well with myself and my business partners. And many of those clients were in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, right? Just as an example, I interviewed Brian, who got a digital marketing job at 59. So I know what works for this demographic because I have watched it work over and over again, and I've been in the trenches testing things, right? So some of these jobs are going to surprise you. Some of them are going to be perfect for you, and some of them might not be your cup of tea, but that's completely fine. But pay close attention because by the end of this video, there's probably going to be a few really good options that resonate with you. And if you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently cheersing that like button, and let's go ahead and dive in right now. Now, one thing I want to say before we dive into the presentation is not all of these jobs are going to be perfect for you, and that is okay. You are in a different situation than the person sitting next to you watching this, but I can almost guarantee you that one of these, probably several of these, is going to be a great choice for your situation specifically, right? So watch the whole thing, take notes, and the one that lights you up, go and try it. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing you can do at 50 is stay stuck where you are out of fear that it's too late for you, because spoiler, it's not. With that being said, this is a free YouTube video. This is not a one-on-one consultation where you can go back and forth and ask questions. There is no guarantee that you can land any of these jobs, and all of the details are heavily researched by us, and we do use the best resources to present these videos. With that being said, make sure to do your own research. So let me go ahead and start with one that is probably going to surprise you because most people probably don't even know that this job exists, and it is called being a patient advocate or a healthcare navigator. And what you basically do is you help other older people navigate the disaster of the American healthcare system. Now, look, I know this industry intimately because before I became a YouTuber, I went to school for nearly a decade, got my doctorate, and became a pharmacist. And what I quickly realized is that I was basically a high-paid pill-counting monkey for the big pharma industry. Now, there were parts of the job that I did genuinely enjoy, though, and the biggest one was being able to help patients in their time of need, helping them figure out what their insurance actually covered, calling on their behalf when they got denied, explaining their prescriptions in plain English. Those are the moments that I remember with the most fondness from my time as a pharmacist. So I know what I'm talking about here because I'm just so familiar with the industry, right? And the American healthcare system is absolutely broken, and older people are the ones getting crushed by it the hardest. We're talking copays, denials, prior authorizations, Medicare Part A versus B versus D. It is a maze that is designed to break people. And here's the thing. You have something that most 25-year-olds do not have. You have been navigating this system for yourself or for your spouse or maybe for your aging parents. And you probably heard about your friends complain about it. And that experience is the qualification. You can literally get paid to help other people do what you already have had to do. So your life experience is the qualification here. So think of it like a tour guide, right? Except instead of guiding people through a museum, you're gonna be guiding them through Medicare. Now, anyone can walk through the museum, but it's a lot less confusing when someone who has been there 100 times walks with you. Now, the median salary in this field is about $50,000 to $70,000 to start, and top patient advocates working privately charge about $100 to $200 an hour. And Indeed's hiring lab ranks healthcare as the top sector for 2026. Nearly 40% of their top 50 best jobs are in healthcare, so there is massive demand. Another thing that you can say about healthcare is it is typically one of the most recession-proof and safest career paths to go into. Now, related jobs in the same lane are Medicare consultant, insurance advisor, hospital discharge advocate, elder care navigator, and all of them are versions of the same thing, which is helping an older person not get destroyed by the system. Now, for many of these types of healthcare related jobs, there are certifications or certificates that they typically recommend. Sometimes they're required, but in many cases, the company themselves will actually pay for you to go through the training, right? So a way to get started here is to look up the Patient Advocate Certification Board, or the PACB. Their certification is the most recognized in the industry, and online training is typically 6 to 12 months. But like I said, many different healthcare companies or hospital systems will literally just pay for you, right? And once certified, you can work for a hospital system, an insurance company, or even independently. All right, job number 2 is the hometown expert, also known as the travel agent, but specifically the travel agent that specializes in your hometown or a very specific area, right? Now, you might be thinking, travel agents, isn't that dead? I think everyone books online now, right? And the answer is no. travel agents are absolutely back, and there are two flavors of this that work especially well for people over 50. So flavor one is you specialize in 50 plus travel, cruises, river cruises, retirement group trips, multi-generational family vacations. And the 50 plus demographic is the biggest travel spending demographic in the country. And they want to talk to someone their age who actually understands what they're looking for. Now, flavor two, and this one is even better, is to specialize in your area. So if you have lived in Phoenix, or even better, Scottsdale, Arizona for 40 years, you know things that tourists and transplants will never find online. The best diner, the best hiking trail that nobody goes to, which neighborhood is safe at night. That kind of insider knowledge is worth real money to people moving to or visiting your area. So it's kind of like the difference between Googling a restaurant in a city that you have never been to versus calling your friend who has lived there for 40 years and asking them where to eat. Which one are you gonna trust more? Exactly, you're definitely gonna trust your friend. And here's where I'm gonna plant a seed for you. The travel agents that are crushing it right now are doing it on YouTube, right? They started channels talking about specific destinations or specific travel types, and the channel becomes their lead engine, and clients find them organically, and they do not have to cold call anymore. So your channel can become your lead engine. And the average travel agent makes $40,000 to $60,000 a year, but the ones running it like a media business with a YouTube channel make easily multiple six figures a year. For instance, Christine, who's in one of my masterminds, she basically became a travel agent that specializes in cruises, and she makes videos about cruises, and she makes a ton of money doing that. But the way to get started here is you'd want to join a host agency like Avoya, Fora, KHM Travel. They handle suppliers and licensing, and then you can start part-time, scale up, and start documenting your area or travel niche on YouTube alongside it for free lead gen. That basically is a cheat code because you actually don't even have to get that many views in order to make a ton of money. All right, number three is the local real estate empire, and this is one of the most powerful careers that you can pick up after 50. And honestly, it has two flavors that I want to talk about. Flavor one is the standard real estate agent. And look, real estate is one of those careers where you can literally work until the day you die. I have personally known real estate agents working in their 70s still closing deals. And here is why it works so well for people over 50. Gray hair equals trust, period, right? When someone is making the biggest financial decision of their life, they do not want to be handing it to a 24-year-old in a leased BMW. They want someone who looks like they have been around the block. And this is why famous real estate agents like Ryan Serhant, for instance, actually dye their hair white, grayish silver. Okay, to be fair, I don't know 100% that he does dye it, but I mean, he's young and his hair is gray, and his hair is grayish silver. So I'm just assuming that he dyes it. And flavor two, and this is a niche that most people don't know about, is senior move manager and estate sale organizer. And this is a hyper niche real estate role where you specifically help older clients downsize, sell their lifelong home, and transition into the next chapter of their life. And almost all of your clients are over 60, and they want someone their age to handle something this emotional. But here's where it gets very interesting, because the real estate agents who are crushing it now are doing it on YouTube, and I am not making this up. Let me tell you about a guy named Ken Posick. Ken moved to Orlando in 2016, 0 clients, no local network. He did not cold call, he did not buy leads. He grabbed his iPhone and he made a bet on himself. 100 videos in 100 days. He filmed the city, neighborhood by neighborhood. He filmed 80 videos before he got a single lead, and then one came in, and then dozens, and then hundreds every month. And today his YouTube channel has over 7 million views, and his team has done over 2,000 transactions. He's done over $1 billion in sales, and according to public reports, he did 322 million in sales in 1 year alone. And by the way, we work with people doing this exact same thing all over the United States. For instance, we have a client named Craig who's in his 70s. He's a realtor in Montana, and he just started a YouTube channel basically talking about his area, what is happening in Montana, the lifestyle, the real estate market, etc. And he is crushing it. One of his videos immediately got over 100,000 views. We have another client named Adam down in Austin, same playbook, realtor, started a YouTube channel about his area, and his channel is taking off. And we have another client doing the exact same playbook in their own markets. And this is like fishing with a magnet versus fishing with a hook. Everyone else is out there with a hook and a worm hoping to catch one lead at a time. Meanwhile, the YouTube real estate agent is dragging a magnet through the water and pulling in fish by the dozen. Now here's how to get started. Get your real estate license through your state's commission. 60 to 180 hours of coursework typically costs about $400 to $1,000. Of course, it's a bit different in different states, but join a brokerage and start documenting your area on YouTube from day one. Just an iPhone and a folding tripod is more than enough, right? So we have seen client after client after client crush it by doing this. And just just about nobody is actually documenting stuff on YouTube, right? So there's almost no competition at this point. Hey, quick break. I'm going to be doing a live training this week on how to start a YouTube channel step-by-step for beginners. This is going to be for people who want to start a channel, but they don't know what niche to pick, what videos to make, or how to actually get started the right way. And it's a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at the training. So just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator. This is going to be available both for ChatGPT as well as Claude, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss it. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me, and you'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to seeing you in there. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below, put it in your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it or you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well. And you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. So yeah, attend the live training if you want to see exactly how to do that. It's completely free, and we're giving away a bunch of awesome AI tools that'll help you do it much more easily, and we're going to help you choose your niche too. All right, job 4 is the mobile $200 per hour job, which is the notary public or the loan signing agent. So this is one of the most slept on jobs I've ever come across, and the reason it's so slept on is because most people have no idea it exists. It is called a notary public, and specifically a loan signing agent. Now, here's the deal. Every time someone closes on a house, refinances a mortgage, signs estate documents, or completes any major legal paperwork, really, somebody has to be there as a certified notary to verify the signatures, right? And that somebody is the loan signing agent. And they get paid $75 to $200 per signing. And you know what most signings take? Less than an hour, right? So we're talking about a job where you can charge $75 to $200 per hour, or even less than an hour, and driving to people's homes or offices, watching them sign documents, stamping them, and then you're just leaving, right? So $200 an hour, you're getting paid doctor money. It's mobile and it's per appointment. And here is why this works so well for older people. Trust. When someone is signing on a $500,000 house, they do not want some kid showing up, a backwards hat and a vape pen. They want someone who looks like they take this stuff seriously and someone that they can basically trust, right? So full-time loan signing agents typically make $35,000 to $75,000 a year. And the top performers in busy markets are hitting 6 figures. And part-timers doing this on the side make $2,000 to $3,000 a month extra just doing a handful of signings per week. So this one's pretty cool because it can be a side hustle, it can be a full-time thing, and you could technically even start up your own business. So this is what a typical day in the life of a loan signing agent might look like. And here's how to get started. So become a notary public in your state. This is typically $50 to $300 plus a short exam. Then get loan signing agent training via Loan Signing System or Notary 2 Pro. Then number 3, sign up with SnapDocs, Notary Cafe, signing order, and you can be done signing in 30 to 60 days. All right, job number 5 is going to be digital marketing or social media marketing. Now, this next one might be the most counterintuitive on the entire list, and it has been exploding for people over 50. And I am talking about digital marketing, and more specifically, social media marketing, because all digital marketing could work, but I'm going to focus on what I think is the best opportunity for you. Now, you might be thinking, wait, Shane, digital marketing, that's got to be for young people, right? Aren't the TikTok kids dominating this space? And here's where it gets interesting, because the 50 plus demographic controls the money, right? Advertisers want to reach them, but the people creating the ads, running the campaigns, and designing the strategy, they're all 25-year-olds, and they have no idea how a 65-year-old thinks. So 25-year-old marketers do not understand 65-year-old buyers. And if you weren't aware, 55 plus owns about 73% of the wealth in the United States. So 50 plus probably owns around 80% or so. And like attracts like. So if you're over 50, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier for you to know what other over 50-year-olds respond to, right? Their mindset. So you have an advantage that other young marketers never have. And this is without even showing your face. However, if you actually show your face, there's other opportunities which we'll get to here in a moment. And by the way, I'm not making this up. We literally helped a 59-year-old man land a digital marketing job through my business partner, Seth. And he had 0 digital marketing experience before that. He just took the training, applied, and got hired. And now he is making a solid 6-figure salary working remotely. And if you want to learn more about how Seth helps people land digital marketing jobs, I have a free masterclass from him linked in the description in the pinned comment below. And that is the exact program that we use to help Brian, the 59-year-old man, land this job. But think of it like a restaurant, right? The 25-year-olds might be the chefs, but the restaurant is being run for 65-year-old customers. Who do you want designing the menu? The chef who has never tasted the food, or someone who actually lives in the world the customers live in? Exactly. And the salary range for digital marketing, depending on the specialization, is roughly $50,000 to $120,000 to start, and senior roles regularly clear $150,000 to $250,000. Now, of course, my favorite type of digital marketing is social media marketing, and my favorite type of social media marketing is YouTube. And I think there's an unbelievable opportunity for older YouTubers right now on YouTube. I'm seeing people with older channels blow up left and right. Many of them are in my community and many outside my community as well. And you've got a supply and demand imbalance in the market. So there's lots of young people making content, and there's not a lot of older people making content. All of that comes together with this Lollapalooza effect of it being significantly easier for older people to make content on YouTube right now. And we're actually going to get into that here in a second. With that being said, a good entry point here would be to watch Seth's free masterclass in the description. Then you can stack certifications, right? Google has a lot of really good ones. Google's digital marketing certificate. Meta Blueprint is a good one. HubSpot Academy has some really good ones. These are all free or low cost. Then you can apply to remote roles. Try to target ones that are going to be better for older customers and ones that value judgment over a degree. And a really good way to do this is to just do your own projects, show people your work, and show people your work with your portfolio. So a lot of the time, your first project you do is going to be free. You can do it for your own website. You can do it for a family member or a friend's website, maybe a local business owner or something like that. Then they give you a testimonial. They say you did a great job and you've got a great portfolio. All right, so job 6 is going to be the 50 plus YouTube gold rush. And this is content creation on YouTube. Now, of course, you could get paid to work for a YouTuber and maybe help them advertise to 50 plus year olds, or you could just do YouTube yourself. And that's kind of what I recommend that you do. And this one might be number 6 on the list, but it could very well be the most important one for you to hear about, because this is the one where if you're willing to do it, the upside is essentially unlimited. And it's one where it's very easy to do as a side hustle. So basically it's creating content on YouTube. Now, I want to be clear. I am not saying to quit your job and become a full-time YouTuber tomorrow. I am saying to do it on the side of whatever you are already doing. So the realtor does it alongside their realty business. The travel agent does it alongside their travel business. The patient advocate does it alongside their advocacy work. So just as an example of someone who literally just started with us, so they did not even have a YouTube channel just a couple months ago, and they were watching a video just like this, and they saw this as an opportunity, and then they joined our community, Nurse Jen. Right? So she posted this video 1 month ago and it blew up, got over 500,000 views, and her channel is absolutely crushing it now, right? So she's got over 13,000 subs and she helps people with healthcare navigation. And it comes from the perspective of a nurse. And vidIQ is saying that she's making about $6.1 thousand a month from AdSense now. But if she's properly monetizing, she can make far more than that. And I do want to make this clear that I am not saying to quit your job and become a full-time YouTuber tomorrow, right? I'm saying to do it on the side of whatever you're already doing, okay? I just want to make that very, very clear. Because like I said before, 50 plus controls about 70 to 80% of all the wealth in the country. And advertisers desperately want to reach them, but almost no creators are making content for them. So the supply is low and the demand is high. And that is the dictionary definition of an underserved market. So let me give you a real example. I have a client named RJ and his channel is RJ the Unretired. He started with us earlier this year. One of his very first videos took off, got over 1 million views, and he made about $28,000 in a single month just from AdSense alone. And that was within his first few months of starting YouTube. And he basically was just talking about retirement and how to retire early and like what things to actually worry about in retirement. The money side, but also the non-money side as well. And nobody else was speaking directly to that audience. And he's not alone. There's a guy on YouTube whose channel literally posted a video called An Old Man's Advice, and he got 29 million views. There's another gentleman with a channel called Dry Creek Wrangler School. He sits on his farm and gives life advice, and one video has 7.4 million views. No fancy editing, no expensive camera, just him and his thoughts. A third example is a guy named Azul. He gives advice on how to retire, and he's absolutely crushing it as well. So it's like the California gold rush in 1849, but instead of the gold being in the rivers, the gold is in the YouTube algorithm right now, and it's waiting to be claimed by the right people. And the over 50 demographic on YouTube is one of the least claimed pieces of territory left. So start with your phone or your webcam, pick a specific niche that has to do with your life. It could be your career, your hobby, your life chapter, problems that you've had in the past, experiences that you've already had, things that that you've just done a lot of, et cetera, et cetera. And if you want the exact playbook for growing and monetizing, make sure to register for the free live training in the description in the pinned comment below, because that's completely free. And we'll be giving away an AI that actually helps you pick the perfect niche for you, right? So definitely do not miss out on that. Plus at the end, you can literally ask me any questions that you have. All right, next is the gray hair negotiator, also known as the mediator or arbitrator. Now, this job literally prefers older practitioners. It's extremely well known. People going through a divorce do not want a 27-year-old mediator. People going through a business dispute do not want some kid with a law degree and no life experience. They want someone who looks like they have seen things, right? They want gravitas. And if gray hair were a job qualification, mediator would be the only job description that requires it. Okay, I'm partially kidding here, but you get the point. And the work itself is fascinating. You sit between two parties who are at each other's throats and you help them find common ground. So divorces, business disputes, family conflicts, workplace conflicts, real estate disputes, the variety is endless. Now, most mediators charge $100 to $400 an hour, and the median full-time salary is $80K to $100K, and many people do this part-time as a second act career, charging premium rates for a few cases a month. So think of it like being a referee in a boxing match, except the fighters are paying you because they do not actually want to keep fighting. They just need someone fair and experienced to call the rounds. Now, most states have a mediator certification path. It's typically about 30 to 40 hours of training plus practical experience, and you can basically just look up your state bar association, state mediation council, the American Arbitration Association, or the National Conference of Dispute Resolution Organizations, and you can be certified within 6 months, but it really depends on your state, so make sure you look it up in your area. All right, job 8 is the steady remote paycheck, also known as the insurance claims adjuster. And I have to be honest, guys, this one is dead boring. Okay, probably the most boring one on the entire list, but we have seen time and time again that people are able to land jobs related to insurance. And this job is remote. It also pays 60 to 90K to start, and it is pretty recession resistant. People do always file insurance claims, and insurance companies actively prefer hiring mature workers because the job requires patience, judgment, and emotional regulation when you are dealing with stressed out claimants. 3 things 25-year-olds are not exactly known for. So yeah, with this one, boring is a feature, not a bug. So you can think of it like being a referee at a baseball game. Nobody loves the ref. The ref is not the star, but without the ref, the game falls apart. And the ref gets paid every game, whether they are popular or not. So yeah, to get started here, most states require an adjuster license. This is a short exam that you can study and pass in 1 to 2 weeks. And you can apply to State Farm, Allstate, Progressive, Geico, Liberty Mutual, USAA. Many positions are fully remote, and you can be earning in 60 to 90 days. All right, job number 9. Now this one's a bit more rare, but I wanted to put this one on here just to sort of get the creative juices flowing. And that is a genealogy researcher or a personal historian, right? I wanted to put this one in here after the last one, which was super boring, just to, light you up a little bit, okay? So here's what's happening right now. Ancestry.com and 23andMe have made millions of people obsessed with their family history, and they get the basic results back and then they hit a wall, right? And they want to go deeper. They want a professional researcher to actually trace their family tree across continents, find old records, interview elderly relatives before they pass away, et cetera, et cetera. And that professional can absolutely be you. Or there's the other flavor of this, which is a personal historian, and you are hired by the adult children whose parents are aging, and you interview the parent on video, you organize their stories into a documentary or book, and you deliver something the family can keep forever. And most people are paying about $50 to $150 an hour for this. So you can think of it like being an archaeologist, except instead of digging up bones from 10,000 years ago, you're digging up family stories from 100 years ago or even less. And the family is thanking you because nobody else in the family was doing it already. So as we sort of progress into this new economy where AI, automations, etc., they are sort of automating a lot of the boring, repetitive type jobs, more and more jobs like this are popping up. And I want you to keep an eye on these types of jobs. And this one in particular is quite interesting because usually they actually hire older people for these types of jobs. And also one of the biggest sleeper niches on YouTube right now are genealogy channels too. So people building family history channels are quietly making 6 figures as well. So a way to start this would be to join the Association of Professional Genealogists. You can also look at Brigham Young University's free genealogy program, the Boston University certificate, and the National Genealogical Society. That's a bit of a mouthful, but then you can start practicing on your own family tree to build a portfolio first. All right, next is the trust-based sales career, and that is going to be a sales career in B2B or tech sales. Now, technically, realtor is sort of a sales career as well, but most people don't really think of realtors as salesmen. But this career is more of a sales career, and I've seen a lot of older people have a ton of success with that, and that is B2B or tech sales. Now, this is the last one on the main list, and I saved this one because it might be the highest earning job on the entire list. So B2B sales, which I typically recommend getting into this with tech sales specifically, is really, really good. Okay. And I'm talking about relationship sales, the kind where you are working with the same client for 5, 10, sometimes 15 years, where the deal sizes are 6 figures or more, and where the company you are selling for actually needs your judgment, your experience, and your industry knowledge. And this is sales where being older is one of your biggest advantages that you can have. Because when someone is signing a $500,000 contract with you, they do not want to be sweating bullets wondering if a 26-year-old account executive really knows what they're talking about, right? They want a seasoned operator across the table from them. So your experience is the asset. And if you have spent 20 or 30 years in any industry, healthcare, manufacturing, finance, real estate, tech, any industry, you already have what most B2B sales tech reps would kill for, right? You know the players, you know the pain points, you know the language, your experience is the asset. So look in whatever industry you're already in and see if you can get into these high-level sales positions, because your experience, like I said, is the asset. Now, if you don't know which industry to go into, I do recommend going into tech sales. It has one of the lower barriers to entry, and it's one of the easier ones to make money with. Now, I interviewed a guy on the channel named Antoine. He's in his 40s. He was making over $500,000 a year in tech sales. And by the way, that's not even his peak. That was just where he was when I interviewed him. And he recommends starting in tech sales through this program called Course Careers, which is a training program for people pivoting into tech sales without any prior experience. You can check out the link for them down in the description in the pinned comment below too. So yeah, the way to get started here is to watch the free Course Careers training in the description. Target B2B sales roles in whichever industry you already know. If you don't know an industry, then just do software, and your old career is your unfair advantage, right? So the salary range here is 80 to 300,000 with commission, and top reps in software, medical devices, and financial services clear 500,000 plus. So look, these are some of the best jobs for people over 50. I'm sure some of these resonated with you. Some of them you probably don't like, and I get it. Not all of them are going to be perfect for you, but I would bet money that at least one of them, probably several of them, is exactly what you needed to hear right now. So pick one, go deep on it, take action this week, not next month, not when things settle down, this week. And one of the most underrated things you can possibly do is land one of these jobs and then start YouTube as a side hustle on the side, right? Because we are in uncertain times, and it really is important for you to build a personal brand, to have a side income just in case something happens with the main job. Now, sometimes this can be literally as simple as just talking about your job or helping other people get into the job. There are countless examples on the channel of people that we've helped do this with, right? So Josh Madakor, just as an example, he was just making really helpful content in IT and cybersecurity. He had $180,000 a month. Nicole from GRC for Mere Mortals, she was talking about how to get into a very specific cybersecurity career called governance, risk, and compliance, and she was able to have an $80,000 a month. Antoine, even the guy I mentioned before, he makes content about high-level tech sales jobs, and he's crushing it too. And I could just go on and on and on. We've literally helped multiple dozens of people do that type of channel. But there's also lots of other types of channels as well. You don't have to do something career related. But what I really recommend that you do is start a personal brand, because just about any side hustle, just about any way of making money out there works if you have traffic. And the personal brand is the easiest way to get traffic by far. And we're going to talk about exactly how to do that, how to pick your niche, a step-by-step guide to get started. And we're going to give you a cheat code AI advantage that just makes it super easy. And we're going to show you how to monetize your channel properly. We're doing all of that completely free in the live training we're doing this week. So click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to attend that. I'll be there. You can ask me questions. I'll be answering them live. And I know that 99% of people that watch my content are never going to work with us directly, right? 99% of you are going to watch my free content, enjoy it, get value out of it. You might even attend my live trainings, enjoy them, get value out of them. You might subscribe to my email list, get a lot of value out of that, but we're never going to work together, and that's completely fine. I always want to give way more value than whatever I receive. With that being said, there is that 1% of you out there that are very serious about growing and making money on YouTube, and that is exactly what I help people do. I've helped over 1,000 people do it at this point. I've generated $10 million personally on YouTube, and I've helped my clients generate over $100 million from YouTube. So we are very picky about who we work with. We can only work very closely closely one-on-one with a few people at once. We are accepting 3 to 5 people right now. If you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube, like you're a business owner who wants to use YouTube to build your brand and get more leads, you're a YouTuber who's getting a lot of views, but you're struggling with monetization, you're a YouTuber who's crushing it and you want to crush it even harder, or you're just someone who wants to treat YouTube like a business. You want to really take it seriously and treat it like a business from the beginning to save yourself 3+ years of headache trying to do it on your own, then go ahead and click that link in the description in the pinned comment below to sign up for a call. On this call, we'll figure out where you are right now, where you want to be. We'll make a plan to get there, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. And you can check out a video of how we helped one of our clients, Antoine, get success by clicking right here.